$200,000. $200,000 in the dump truck business. First year in, I'm actually still 9 months into running on my own, and I've just surpassed $200,000. When I started back in March, I didn't really have any money. I just took a leap of faith and went out on my own, and I needed to find work. And I realized that you got to find work fast because there's bills to pay for a dump truck. You got insurance costs, diesel costs, maintenance costs, and all other stupid little expenses that you have to take care of if you have payroll costs or workman's comp or any other thing like that. On top of that, I still had all personal finances that I had to take care of too, which include my own, living spaces, food costs, gas costs for my vehicles and stuff. So I had to find work real fast. And I did. I went to every local rock quarry I could find, and I didn't really go there. I just started calling them and saying, hey, I have a dump truck. How can I submit an application to become a hauler for you guys? And they sent it over via email, and so I started applying on the little computer and sending in application after application, especially the local quarries. Well, I found out that there's an app on your phone that's like a kind of like an Uber Eats type of deal, a DoorDash type of deal thing that you can get in with for dump trucks. It is called the Trucks app, TRUX. Listen, this app, they send you the work. All you have to do is click on it and accept it, get in your dump truck and go there. Pick up the rock and deliver it where it tells you to deliver it. I'm actually hauling for the rock for the Trucks app right now today. I will make at least $800 today, minimum, guaranteed, if I could just keep the truck on the road. So the work is out there. It's simple to find and it's easy to find. The Trucks app is one of them, and the local rock quarries is another one. I submitted an application and was accepted onto a company called Rogers Group, who I also haul for. I've actually got my second truck hauling for Rogers Group today. So once I got hired onto the Trucks app and Rogers Group, I was running out of both at one time with one truck at the time. I found it more efficient, more consistent to run for Rogers Group alone rather than go for the Trucks app and Rogers Group. It was more cost efficient for me to run for Rogers Group. So I started doing that. Always remember, drink water. I keep water in the truck. You know how I am. Water all day, every day. Stay awake, stay energized, stay hydrated, drinking water, even in the wintertime. Throughout the summer, I did very well. And I actually, because I went out on a leap of faith and I said, Lord, if this be of your will, then I'm trusting you 100% to make it easy, in which he did, because I'm still in a dump truck, so it's become easier as the days go on. But when I was first in business, man, it was very, very difficult. I wasn't hardly making anything, and so I was just trying to keep the truck on the road. I had unexpected expenses come up, and I'll tell you about one of them that actually opened the doorway for me to get the second truck. Come the beginning of summertime, I decided to spray paint the word Jesus on the side of my dump truck, the one I'm currently driving right now. I spray painted it in all blue. I put JESUS on both sides of the dump truck. Well, I kid you not, the devil does not like that, because it must have been not a month later, this dump truck that has the word Jesus imprinted on it, out of nowhere, I don't know how this happened, out of nowhere, the transmission bell housing, sucker, split in half. Transmission bell housing split in half. So I called my mechanic, was like, yo, why's my gear shifter, like it's janking and cranking and it's slamming in gears. I'm trying to just shift throughout the day, and man, it's grinding real loud, and I'm forcing the thing to go in gear, and I was not sure what was going on. I thought maybe the clutch brake was going out on me or something. Maybe it needed to be adjusted. And so the mechanic says, cool, I'll be there the first thing in the morning. He shows up, we climb under the truck and get to looking. Like, man, maybe what can this be? Bro, the transmission bell housing is split in half. I'm looking at this like, oh my gosh, I don't have the money for this. Like, I'm first year in business. I'm just trying to stay afloat, doing anything that I can just to make ends meet and make the the cash flow to pay for the insurance and the diesel and just get off my ground zero spectrum of starting a business. I sit there and ask the mechanic, look, dude, how fast can you have this fixed and how much is it going to be? He quotes me at about, 10, 11,000. He says we can have it done the fastest in 2 weeks if all goes right. Well, all does not go right. So he lets me know that day. He says, is this your only form of income? And I said, yes. He said, okay, I have a spare dump truck that you can use if we come to an agreement on like a payment system. And so we agreed upon a payment system, and I started using his automatic dump truck, triaxle dump truck that was a Kenworth, a 2007 phenomenal automatic Allison transmission Kenworth. So I started using that for a couple weeks. Well, a couple weeks go by and I'm like, hey, hey Peanut, how's my truck going along? Man, he's telling me we got the wrong bell housing, this problem, that problem. So I'm sitting there like, man, like how long you thinking it's gonna be? And he's just like, it's just a matter of time until we get the right bell housing in it, et cetera, et cetera. About a month and a half later, they get the truck fixed. They get the one I'm currently driving fixed. They put the new bell housing in, get everything buttoned up. And I ask him if I can just buy his other dump truck. It's crazy how things work. One dump truck goes down, it opens up the opportunity for me to grow a closer relationship with my mechanic. He lets me use his automatic dump truck. A month and a half later, I'm negotiating a price to buy me a second dump truck. Crazy how this stuff happens. So we come to an agreement, I buy his second dump truck. Bro, I kid you not. Ever since I put the word Jesus on the side of this dump truck, it's been utter ridiculousness of what has come against this truck. Satan does not like the word Jesus. I guarantee you that. Soon as I get the dump truck back, mind you, this dump truck was running phenomenal up until July of 2023. It ran from March, April, May, June, July. It ran 4 to 5 months perfectly fine, no problems. In July, the transmission bell housing falls out. A month and a half later, it's fixed. I got 2 dump trucks now. I hire an employee to drive the second dump truck. We're making a good income day to day. Next thing you know, they get this dump truck fixed. Bell housing is fixed. The next day, he says, let me know how it goes and stuff. Let me know how it rides. I go to get in the dump truck. This one. I have my employee who I just hired show up for his first day, who gets in the automatic dump truck and takes off. I get in this manual Volvo and I turn the key. Sucker does not start. So now I'm flipping out because it's like, bro, this truck has been down for over a month and a half. We just got it fixed. I turn the key and it won't turn on. It's down another week and a half trying to trace down electrical issues. The mechanic's doing the best he can. He's out there all day, nearly every day that week, just trying to figure out why it's not starting. We're bypassing wires, trying to get stuff to just jump off. He's pulling the starter off, testing the starter, trying to make sure that that's not the issue. It's just the most random stuff that happens when you put the word Jesus on the side of your dump truck. So all I'm saying, I'm not saying do this and I'm not saying don't do this, but I follow Jesus. I went out on the leap of faith to do this and to start this company, going in business with the Lord and saying, Lord, this is your business, not mine. Please take care of it. So we get the dump truck. He finds the electrical issue, replaces the battery cables going from the battery to the starter. And well, we're able to get the dump truck on the road and get moving again about a week and a half later. And I kid you not, I'm like an hour away from town. I'm driving down the road and the truck just shuts off completely. You talk about freaking scary. Truck shuts off. I immediately pull over to the side of the road and it won't start back up. I call my mechanic all the way out to me. I tell him, look, I'm heavy loaded. I need somebody to come to me now and get this truck running. He comes all the way out to me, finds another electrical issue, bypasses that one. I kid you not, this truck just has a bunch of bypassed issues. It's not like the issue is fixed. It's just bypassed just to kind of keep the truck on the road. So he fixed it that day. An hour later, bro, I'm driving down the road and my air gauge, my air tanks just stop working. My air compressor stops working on the dump truck. I don't know if you know anything about dump trucks, but the brake system runs off air. So if the air compressor stops working, then you don't have brakes. So I'm driving down the road and I'm looking and I'm watching. Actually, I didn't even notice it. How it got my attention is the air pressure started dropping below 55. And if you know anything about the truck, once it goes below 55, emergency lights pop up on your dash and start glaring at you. Real loud, real obnoxious. And I see that come on and I'm like driving down the road heavy loaded again, like, oh boy, I'm about to lose my brakes. So I do the best I can to come to a stop, downshifting and using my Jake brake. Well, I call the mechanic again and he says, look, your air compressor's bad. He says it's just an old track, sometimes that stuff happens. And I'm like, yeah, but what I don't understand is I've not even had this truck running for not even like 2 weeks. And all these stupid small issues just start popping up right after the bell housing issue, which happened a month and a half before. And so I'm like, bro, this is an attack from the devil. Satan himself is coming after me and my business, and I ain't gonna have it. I said, I don't know what Satan's got going on, but I rely upon Jesus Christ to make this work, and God himself, who gave me all authority and all power over everything here on earth. And so I was praying over the truck. I made it to the mechanic shop safely. Was able to keep the air pressure up somehow, some way. A week goes by, he orders the new air compressor, whatever, gets put on the truck. I'm driving down the road again, safe and sound. So I thought, bro, you talk about issue after issue after issue. This is back to back to back. I get in the dump truck that day, something breaks down. A week later, it gets fixed. I get back in the dump truck, next day, something else breaks down. So we get the air compressor fixed, whatever, I get in the dump truck and I'm hauling downtown Nashville, in the middle of Nashville. I can't get the truck to stay turned on. I come up to a red light, I got my pedal fully mashed to the metal and the truck does not go forward. So I turn the truck off, I wait a minute, I turn it back on and we're good to go up until the next red light. Then the next red light comes and the truck does it what it was doing again. And so I turn the truck off, turn it back on, and it's good to go. So I dump the load that I have, I take it straight out to the mechanic shop and say, look, dude, we've got another issue. I don't freaking know what the heck is going on. This is getting ridiculous how one thing after another is just getting on my nerves. But thankfully, I always look at the hindsight and tell myself, well, Lord, I started with nothing. Here I am now with 2 dump trucks just making it through. So he finds the issue, the injector O-rings. One of them was busted and it was just, I don't know what, letting air get through it or something like that. So he fixed the injector O-rings and replaced my fuel pump at the same time. Sweet. Here we are now in December. So remember, from July up until December, we were having these non-stop constant issues. And it was right after I'd spray painted the word Jesus on my truck. I felt as though this truck was being cursed by anybody and everybody. And so that would see it. Because really, if I drive by and I got the word Jesus on the truck, well, you're going to look and be like, oh, Jesus. You're either going to think one thing, oh, sweet, Jesus, that guy follows Jesus. Or you're going to be like, F you, he follows Jesus. I don't want nothing to do with him. So there's 2 ways to look at it. And so I'm either being cursed at or I'm being prayed for and thankful for. So here I am now in the middle of December, just trying to make it by, just trying to get through life. Just reached $200,000 in sales for the first year in business, and I've ran through every issue that I've had nearly so far, besides blowing tires left and right, which I just ride on until I can make it to the tire shop to get them fixed. And so I thank the Lord for all that he's given me and for all that I'm in charge of right now. We were literally created to manage earth. God created Adam and Eve and placed Adam in a garden and said, have dominion, take care of the garden. So my best advice is seek knowledge of the truth, because it will open your mind up to ways beyond which you could even believe. And it will change the way that you think. Think bigger, think smarter, and understand that you are in a slave system. The money is pointless. I learned that from Andrew Tate. He said, money's pointless and he ain't got none. And I didn't quite understand it. And then he ran through it again. He said, nothing backs money. Money's not, dollars, US dollars are not backed by gold, silver, fiat, nothing. So if money's trash and they're printing it out of thin air, left and right, day after day, time after time, second after second, millions of dollars are being printed, and they're just adding zeros to the computer, pressing a button. If money's trash, how come I ain't got any? So that's what ticked me off when Andrew said that. He said, money don't mean nothing, and I ain't got none. And I was like, dang, dude, you got me right there, because money is trash and I ain't got none. So then it opened my mind up and expanded me to think, well, how do I get money? How come all these rich people have money and I don't? If money's so trash, why do they have so much? And so that's where I started diving into business and creating your own business and selling something. You're either taking money or you're giving money. Somebody's taking money from you, or you're taking money from somebody else. And so I want to be the one that takes the money and uses it for the kingdom of God to give back, because I don't have any. I started with nothing. I started with $0, and I can go right back to $0 and live how I was living. I live very simple, very, what's the word, humble wise to an extent. I lived on an air mattress for a year. Like it doesn't mind me. I'm a man, you know. I eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day for lunch, and I go home and cook a piece of chicken. Speaking of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, we're coming up to lunchtime. Peanut butter jelly sandwiches and a bottle of water. Like, come on, that's very, very simple. So all that to say is, start a business if you can. If you want to get into the dump truck business, just know there are issues that are going to arise. I've had probably one of the worst years that people have in business in a dump truck. I've had issue after issue. By the way, that bell housing issue costed over $20,000 to fix. Originally, the price was $11,000. By the time it was all said and done, I paid over $21,000. And so I didn't even have the $21,000. I'll just say somehow we got it taken care of. But to make $200,000 and still be afloat, to look back and think I was just trying to do $100,000, and here I am now over $200,000 within 9 to 10 months. I praise God for it. But if you mismanage the money, you will lose everything. So the most important thing about the dump truck business isn't necessarily keeping the truck on the road. What's more important is managing the finances, because your mechanic will either make or break you, and the price of diesel will either make or break your business too. The cost to keep the truck on the road is more concerning to me than how much money I can make that day with the dump truck. So I would definitely say look at the finances wise of it. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comment section. Like, subscribe, do whatever it is you do. Share this video. I appreciate your time. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.